was another close contest between the Sydney Swans and Brisbane Lions at the SCG, with both sides going into the clash undefeated. The Swans held the lead at every break, but the Lions weren't far behind. A great fourth quarter effort from the Lions saw them boot 7 majors while keeping the Swans goalless. Mitch Morton caused some headaches for the Lions. He managed 5 goals. Dean Towers helped out with 2. Jordan Lyle booted 4 for the Lions, while Sam Docherty's strength from half-back and through the middle saw him stand out, along with ruckman Sam Michael. So the Lions are the only undefeated team in the NEAFL after toppling the Swans 81-104. The curtain raiser to the Suns Dockers clash at Metricon Stadium saw Gold Coast and Southport face off. Southport had been on a roll this season with an unbeaten run of 5 games, but the Suns put an end to their streak with a strong 29-point win.
Great fly there was Hall, showed his athleticism quickly off to Hutchins. Hutchins kicks long for goal and a fantastic finish.
Gold Coast led at every change with a massive 8-goal haul in the second quarter setting up the win. The Sharks put up a great defensive game, keeping the Suns from scoring in the final quarter. The Suns did lose Dan Gorringe to a hamstring injury. He'll be missed against Morningside if he doesn't recover in time. For the Suns, Timmy Sumner, Joshua Hall, Jack Hutchins and Alex Sexton all booted 2 apiece, while Joshua Baxter and Tyrone Alderson both scored 3 for the Sharks.
He celebrates early and he has kicked truly.
Hutchins was a standout for the Suns, as was Tom Nichols. The final score, 16-10, 106 to 11-11, 77.
The Suns get another one. This time it's Sexton.
The top of the table Tigers suffered their first loss this round, with the Magpies proving too strong at Kippax. Queanbeyan had a number of injuries going into the clash, with Todd Dickinson, David Smith, Will Griggs, James Kavanagh and Sam Jensen all carrying injuries. Despite having an undermanned side, the Tigers stayed in the game for most of the clash, but they were down to just 17 players in the fourth quarter, and Belconnen took advantage, booting 7 goals to the Tigers' 1. Brock Weston slotted 4 goals for Belconnen, while Simon Curtis and Andrew Dess chipped in with 2 each. Curtis and Dess were amongst the Magpies' best. James Kavanagh was welcomed back from injury. He booted at 5 for Queanbeyan. Paul Slater was a standout for the Tigers, as was Sam Jensen and Toby Conroy. The Tigers will be hoping some players can recover soon, with some tough games ahead. Redland dominated across the paddock to notch up their second win of the season. Despite leading at every break, the Bombers never had a chance of running away with an easy win. The Bombers came out to boot 4 goals and 1 behind in the first quarter, with the Hornets managing just 2 goals. Aspley crept up in the second quarter, scoring 3 goals to 2, but Redland came out of the main break determined and cracked open the lead to 24 points. It could have been a bigger gap with far too many missed majors. In the final quarter, Aspley looked a real threat, scoring 5 goals to the Bombers 2, but Redland held on to take the 6-point win. Daniel Smith managed 5 of Aspley's goals with a wide spread of helpers, with 9 other players getting majors next to their names. The goal scoring was widespread for Redland as well, but Josh Pullman scored the most with 3. Tyler Jones and Blake Brewer managed 2 each. Brendan Forbes, Ryan Matthews and Jason Satchell were the best for Aspley, with Nathan Reid, Scott Miller and Sam Pullman outstanding for the victors. It was a close match at Star Track Oval on Saturday, but Ainslie came out on top, taking down the Demons 14-9-93 to 15-10-100.
Comes up again, Hayne. How's his skill level? How will it bounce? It's going to bounce over Johnny Van Muir's head. Is it for a goal?
Ainslie held a 17-point lead at the first break, but managed just 1 goal in the second half, allowing Eastlake to take an 11-point lead into half-time. The Tricolours came back to boot 4 goals in the third quarter, while keeping the Demons to just 1 goal. The final stanza was an arm wrestle, but Ainslie held on to the lead to take the 7-point win. Nicholas Hayne was a standout for Ainslie. He booted 4 goals. Clinton Mathis and Sean Ellis helped out with 3 goals each. Samuel Marding managed a game-high 5 goals for the Demons, with Dean Ralston and Hayden Armstrong great options in the forward 50. They managed 2 each. Ainsley will be hoping to keep the momentum going as they chase their 4th win against Queanbeyan next round. NT Thunder and Morningside faced off in a steaming contest in Darwin, with Morningside holding on to take the win 12-16-88 to 18-9-117. Just 1 point separated the two sides at the first break, with the home side leading by 1 behind.
Body, has he kicked the goal? He certainly has.
They opened the lead a little wider by the main break, but Morningside reeled the Thunder in with a 5-goal third quarter, giving the Panthers a 7-point lead at three-quarter time. The Thunder would have liked to be more consistent in front of goal, with wayward kicking costing them the match. 3 goals to the Thunder's Darren Ewing, with Julian Lockwood and Christopher Dunn booting 2 each. Newcomer Hezekiah Lawrence was best for the Thunder, with Philip Wills also impressive. For the Morningside Panthers, Tyson Upton was a standout, with Ren Lovett putting in a good performance as well. The Panthers are sitting 3rd on the ladder with 5 wins, with the Thunder 4th with 3. Mount Gravatt came close to notching up their first win of the season, but despite leading for the entire game against Tuggeranong, they're still winless after 7 rounds. The Vultures came out firing, booting 8 goals in the first quarter. They managed to keep Tuggeranong quiet with just 1 goal and 1 behind. However, after the main break, Mount Gravatt backed off and the Hawks slowly crept up on the Vultures as they battled it out back and forth. Mount Gravatt didn't find the goals again until the final term, when they scored just 1 major, with the Hawks sneaking in a goal in the dying moments to steal victory 67-63. Adam Eckerman was the standout for Mount Gravatt, with a good performance from Luke Scott as well. While for Tuggeranong, Christopher Robinson was best, with Ben Cleaver and Peter McGrath also in fine form. Tuggeranong's Ashley Pocock was the game's top scorer with 3. Mount Gravatt remain on the bottom of the ladder, while Tuggeranong will take confidence from their fight back and will be hoping to notch up their 3rd win against Sydney Uni next round. The first half between Labrador and Broadbeach was neck and neck, but after the main break, the Cats took off. Both sides scored 2 goals, 4 in the first quarter, with just 1 point between them at half-time. The third quarter was the deciding stanza, with Broadbeach kicking 6 unanswered goals, giving them a healthy 42-point lead going into the last quarter. Labrador didn't give up the fight, scoring 5 goals in the final term, while Broadbeach kicked 4, but Labrador's defensive lapses cost them the win. Trent Noble and Jake Goldsmith slotted 3 goals each for the Tigers, while Kieran Emery notched up a massive 7 majors, with Mitchell Brewer scoring 3. Goldsmith was a standout for Labrador, as was big man Fraser Thurlow, while Rick White battled hard throughout. For Broadbeach, Adam McConaughey, Emery and Jake Greeley were best. The Lions are unbeaten on top of the northern table. Southport are 2nd, followed by Morningside. Then it's the NT Thunder and Aspley. The Gold Coast are in 6th place, Redland in 7th. Then it's Broadbeach, Labrador and Mount Gravatt. Queanbeyan remain on top of the Eastern Ladder, closely followed by the Sydney Swans. Belconnen sit 3rd, the UWS Giants in 4th, Ainsley are 5th, followed by Hills Eagles, then Eastlake and Tuggeranong, while Sydney Uni's still winless on the bottom. NEAFL Northern Conference teams will have a rest while the interstate clash goes ahead on the weekend. NEAFL Northern take on Sandful on Saturday. You can catch that game on the ABC, while the under-22 NEAFL side face Sandful under-20s. That game will be streamed on the NEAFL website. Round 8 will see Ainsley carry the momentum into an important clash against Queanbeyan. Hills Eagles take on Eastlake. UWS Giants are up against the Sydney Swans, while Tuggeranong face Sydney Uni at Greenway. For more info, head to neafl.com.au and stay up to date with the NEAFL fixtures, results and news. Simply download the NEAFL app from your App Store.